welcome to the Kilkenny College Assembly on today, Wednesday the 13th of May. Whether you're watching us today in Kilkenny or in Kildavin or Kilteely, or if you're joining us from Naas or Nina or New Ross or Clonmel or Carlow or Curracloe or Baltinglass or Burr or Bunclody or perhaps Portlaoise or Portarlington or Portlaw, wherever you're watching this morning, you're extremely welcome to our College Assembly. In a moment we're going to have our hymn to start our assembly. Our hymn this morning is the hymn Shine, Jesus Shine, a hymn people know well and you're welcome to join in singing with. The lyrics will be on the screen as Mr. Tita is playing the hymn. But before our hymn this morning, as we do each week, I'd ask that we'd commence our assembly by joining together in prayer or reflection, each of us in our own way, remembering the week that has passed and looking towards the week to come. Dear Lord, quieten our minds, still our hearts, for your living ways are all we seek. Strengthen our lives, inspire our spirits, in your living waters flow endless grace. Amen. So now I'm going to hand over to Mr. Tita, who's going to lead us in this morning's hymn, Shine, Jesus, Shine. Thank you, Mr. Tita. Thank you for this morning's hymn. So now I'm going to go through our notices for this week for our assembly. So now to go through our announcements for today. First announcement is a career guidance notice for members of Form 6. The CAO Change of Mind facility is still open and remains open until the 1st of July. Despite the changes that have been implemented for this year's Leaving Certificate, if you wish to consider changing your CAO application, you're still eligible and entitled to do so up until the 1st of July, And for information, if you visit www.cao.ie, there'll be online guides to help you change your courses. You can also contact Mr. Stafford in relation to this. There's a range of information available from the CAO, so please make sure that you have the course requirements that you need before you make any changes. And as I say, you can contact Mr. Stafford at his Kilkenny College email address. A reminder about some music items we mentioned last week. If you want to follow up on the ukulele offers, one last chance with S&S. There's also some fun tutorials that you can do online, put up by the music department. And remember, if you are doing music, that the practical element for junior cycle is now 30%, and if you're continuing with music for the Leaving Certificate, the practical element is 50%. So practice, and enjoy your music. Got a load of birthdays this week, so to take the opportunity to say a happy birthday to Connell, to Jeff, to Susie, James, Clinton, Ella, Jake, Jessica, Ellie, Liam, Caitlin, Gavin, Jay, Abigail, Jacob, Theodora, Rebecca and Ruth. And wherever you're celebrating your birthday, and again there's a few big 6th-year birthdays in there, happy birthday to everyone who's got birthday celebrations in the family home this week. Before handing over to Reverend Alex, I'd like to just say a few words particularly to the members of 6th year and to their families. The last 2 months have been extremely challenging for all members of 6th form and for the families that support you, and indeed for my colleagues, your teachers, who've been working with you over the course of not just this year, but in most cases over the course of the last 2 or 3 years. The way this year has turned out since the 12th of March is a way that none of us could have imagined, none of us would have expected. You dealt with the closure of the school on the 12th of March with dignity, with calm, with leadership. On the 10th of April, the Minister for Education announced that the Leaving Certificate had been deferred and rescheduled to start on the 29th of July. You took that news with calm, you rescoped, refocused, got yourselves ready for a late start for the Leaving Certificate. As the coronavirus pandemic has progressed, it became more and more challenging to envisage a scenario where the Leaving Certificate could actually take place. That sense of uncertainty was brought to reality when the government published its roadmap for the reopening of business and society on the 1st of May, in which there was absolutely no mention of the plans to hold the Leaving Certificate commencing the last weeks of July. And I think for many of us, that was, if not a wake-up call, it was certainly a shock, certainly a pointer in the direction of how things were actually going to pan out. And over the course of last week, it became clearer each day that an alternative course was going to be taken, an alternative decision was going to be made, and an alternative process was going to be implemented. And on Friday, we're given the news that the Leaving Certificate for 2020 has been postponed, essentially indefinitely, and that for this year only, a different process of supporting the outgoing cohort of Leaving Certificate students across the country is going to be utilised to allow all students, and in particular for us, the students of sixth form in Kilkenny College, to cross the bridge between where you are now and where you wish to get to in the next phase of your lives. So a new once-off process of calculated grades has been produced and presented by the Department of Education and Skills. That process is commencing this week. We, as a team of educators in the college, along with our fellow educational professionals across the country, are coming to a new understanding of what this process is going to mean for us in the coming weeks. I want to say to every member of sixth year that we will come to an understanding of this process, and we will work as professionals, individually, collectively and together, to ensure that a fair, balanced, appropriate and correct set of calculated grades are produced and submitted as required to the Department of Education and Skills. The confirmation that this process was going to be introduced means that the academic year for sixth years has now come to a conclusion. It was heartwarming at such a real level on Friday to receive texts and emails from a significant number of members of sixth form expressing their sense of recognition that last Friday was actually their last day in school. Now we're going to ensure that actually last Friday wasn't your last day in Kilkenny College. Over the course of the next 2 weeks, we have a number of people who have, from sixth form, who have put their names forward as people who would like to be involved in putting together a final assembly for a fortnight's time that will be led by members of sixth form. And that when the time is appropriate, when it is feasible, be that late August, early September, we in Kilkenny College will ensure that we organise a graduation ceremony for the class of 2020 to give you the opportunity in a collective manner with us and with your families in a way that is feasible in the circumstances that pertain in late August or early September or whenever it may be, that we can come together one final time and in a collective, dignified and celebratory manner recognise the qualities, the character, the contribution and the commitment of every single member of the class of 2020. You are a wonderful bunch of people. You have put up with an awful lot this year. Everyone has had to make changes in their lives. Everybody has had to live with the additional stress of living in a pandemic situation. And in addition to that, you and your families have had to live with the added uncertainty of what was going to happen in the most vital year of your second level education. How you have dealt with that is a credit to each of you. And it says something about the kinds of people that you are and the kinds of person that you will be when you go on into the world beyond second level school. That strength, that resilience, that fortitude that you have shown, those are the exact qualities that we need from you as you become fully fledged citizens in the country and in the world. And those qualities are the ones that are going to mark you as people of character and people of purpose as you move forward from Kilkenny College into the world beyond. We wish you every success. We cherish all that you have given to us, and we will work through the specific demands of the weeks ahead to ensure that each of you has the fair and right opportunity to make that move from school into the next phase of your lives.
Morning. Welcome back to another week. Today I'm in the caravan and I'm just standing in because it's too noisy outside. But it's nice to see you all, and it's nice to be back again, and it's nice, at least today, it's a beautiful day. I hope tomorrow, Wednesday, that you'll be sitting down having a cup of coffee and enjoying a little bit of peace and quiet, maybe a little bit of family time, I don't know. But anyway, today I wanted to talk another little bit about change, because it's one of these things, it's going on and it's happening, it's all around us, and I think we have to try and learn to live with it. But I'm thinking about all of the students in Kilkenny College first years, second year, junior cert, the TYs, the fifth year, fifth form, and the Leaving Cert group. And I'm thinking of all of the things that all of you have lost over the last couple of months. And I think it's really, really hard and really sad. You know, we have the summer term is kind of a term that's full of fun and possibilities and trips and outings and sports and games and time to sit around and chat. And for the Leaving Cert especially, it's a time to celebrate all that you have achieved over the years. And you're brilliant. You've been there, you've stuck with it all through the years, and whether you liked it or not, you actually stuck at it. So I'd say well done to you, and well done to all of you for giving it your best and for doing your best. A good few years ago, I worked in Dublin as a roofer. I worked building houses and putting roofs on them. And I was working with one man in particular. Owen was his name. And Owen was a very gifted carpenter. And every time he did a job, he would just stand back from it and have a look at it and smile and kind of say to himself, or to me if I was with him, saying, that's a good job. I'm very proud of that. I'm very happy with it. Every time. Now, he was roofing for years, but he always stood back to admire his work. And what I'm saying to you today is that maybe today is a day for you to stand back and admire your work. Admire all that you have achieved, and you have achieved a huge amount. I know that for some of you, the trudge of getting up and going to school, getting out of bed, all of the humdrum stuff, I think for some of you that has been really, really hard, but you stuck at it, and well done. For some of you, the whole interaction with students has been maybe hard, challenging. Having to sit in classes and learn stuff and do what you're told. For many people, that's quite challenging. But you stuck at it, and I think that's a great sign of resilience and inner strength. And I would like you today to stand back from what you have done and to look at it and give yourself a pat on the back and say, I'm actually really pleased with that. I've done a good job. Don't be critical of yourself. Everybody can do better. But you did the best that you could and the best that you can. And you really have every right to be proud of yourself. It's especially, I think, for the Leaving Cert students who had hopes and dreams of finishing up their time in school, in secondary education, and all of the missed opportunities. But you stuck at it, and I know the Leaving Cert, as we know it, has been cancelled this year, and I know that that hasn't been easy. But I hope and pray that when everything settles down, that you will be happy with what you have achieved and proud of yourself for all that you've done. So well done. Do stand back and give yourself a pat on the back. Today I have a little prayer. Every morning I read the morning prayers, and one of these prayers just keeps popping up, and I'd like to offer it and share it with you today. So for a moment in silence, we just bring ourselves into God's presence, realizing that our lives and all that we are, all that we do, is God's gift to us. And we allow God just to speak to us in silence for a moment. Go before us, Lord, in all our doings with your most gracious favour, and further us with your continual help, that in all our works, begun, continued, and ended in you, we may glorify your holy name, and finally, by your mercy, attain everlasting life. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. I went out to the garden and I picked a broken flower. I don't like picking flowers, so I just picked that to celebrate beauty. And it's lovely. Maybe not as nice as the hens, but it's lovely. Have a lovely day. Take care of yourselves and enjoy whatever you do. But most of all, do give yourself credit for doing a great job, and know that all of us in Kilkenny College are proud of you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Reverend Alex. So that brings our assembly for today to a conclusion. I want to take the opportunity to thank you for being here with us for this morning's assembly. And as we set out into the day, wherever that may be, whatever part of the country you're going to be living your day in today, I want to take the opportunity on behalf of all of us in Kilkenny College to wish you the very, very best, to wish you good health, to wish you fair travelling in whatever it is you're doing, to hope that you and all those close to you are healthy and well, and we look forward to seeing you again next Wednesday at our assembly. Thank you and goodbye.
Fire. Call me what you want if you want, if you want. You can call me names if you call me up. 3 nights at the motel and the street lights in the city of palms. Call me what you want if you want, if you want. You can call me names if you call me up. Feel like the least of all your problems. You can reach me if you wanna stay up at night, stay up at night. Green lights in your body language. Seems like you could use a little company from me. But if you got everything, I figured I'd like you to say, don't waste a minute, don't waste a minute. It's only a matter of time for you to tell me now. I've been up for 3 nights at the motel under streetlights in the city of palms. Call me what you want if you want, if you want. You can call me names if you call me up. 3 nights at the motel under streetlights in the city of palms. Call me what you want if you want, if you want. You can call me names if you call me up. I can't be teaching all your problems. I know good with names and faces. She sent me naked pictures from her neck down to her waist and got my feelings involved. She stopped pretending my calls and flaws turning to walls and barricades. And now I'm too far gone and over both ways. And every long day is a bad one. I can't make you call or make you stay or take you off the pedestal. Till I get lost in modern music, watching movies, talking through the walls in my room, walking through the halls in my head, just trying to make sure it all makes sense. I hate it when maybe someday you can give it to me. I'm up to date, thinking about you. And MIA for 3 nights at the motel under streetlights in the city of palms. Call me what you want if you want, if you want. You can call me names if you call me up. 3 nights at the motel under streetlights in the city of palms. Call me what you want if you want, if you want. You can call me names if you